Friday, everybody. It is the 29th day of May, 2020. It is the last Friday for the month of May, a month that just flew right by. When you and I get back together again for our television get-together on Monday, it'll be June. Good Friday to you. Hope you have a good weekend planned. It's going to be a crazy weekend from Mother Nature's perspective. You know, some television stations just talk about the weather, but here at the NCW Life Channel, we really talk about the weather. And we got a lot of weather to get to. Going to be hot today. Going to be hot and muggy on Saturday. They continue to increase the chances of the occasional pop-up severe thunderstorm late on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening. Going to also be muggy, something we're not used to here in north central Washington. And then we have a huge cool down on Sunday. We're going to be all over the map from Mother Nature's perspective. We'll get to that all-important weather forecast because it is the weekend, and whenever we go to a weekend, the weather forecast takes center stage. We'll have that for you here in just a couple of minutes. There's a lot of news to get to. A lot of people were tuned in on Zoom yesterday morning with the hearing, remote hearing, Chelan County Superior Court about the local lawsuit trying to lift the COVID-19 restrictions in Chelan County. Part 2 of that, by the way, is today in Douglas County. We'll have that. That'll be our lead story coming up in just a couple minutes. We got some sports to get to. We have an opinion from Mike McNaughty, an obscure holiday. Let's see, celebrity birthdays, today in history. And had a chance to visit with Ken Osborn. He's our friend. We love Ken. Ken's the general manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. As you well know by now, the Wenatchee Apple Sox, 1 week from today, basically, well, actually a Thursday, June 4th, next Thursday was supposed to be opening day of the Apple Sox 2020 campaign, their 21st season of baseball here. It's not going to happen. You know that by now. Where are we in Apple Sox baseball and West Coast League baseball as we get deeper and deeper into spring and closer to summer? We'll get an update with Ken Osborn, general manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox, in the back half of this program. We're already starting that warm-up. It's 61 degrees. Outside of our studios. Let's take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. My usual teammate, Megan, has the day off today, so the lovely and talented Mr. Darby will be pushing the buttons today. That, of course, is the cross camera. It is zoomed in just a little bit, but a good framing job there as we look at the Columbia River, which is still running high and still running cold. And officials are concerned about this, and they should be, especially with the very warm weather that we've had. We had 85 yesterday. Could be a good 10 degrees warmer than that today. It's just human instinct. You drive yourself to the water. You just like moths to the candlelight. You want to go to the water, but the water, at least outdoor water, be it lakes and streams and rivers, they're running high and they're running cold, and it doesn't take very long for you to get in some serious trouble. If you're going to go swimming this weekend, I recommend finding a friend with a swimming pool. You might be better off. But then again, you might not be going swimming at all this weekend. You never know. Good view of the Wenatchee Valley. From this point forward, it's a guessing game. The camera comes up and I decide what we're going to look at, or guess anyway. I'm usually pretty good about this. I think that's back to the Stamen Flats camera. The camera is on the west side of the Columbia River. It's looking over to the east side of the Columbia River. That's US 97 and US 2. On the Douglas County side of the river that you're looking at, Lake Antioch at the bottom of your screen. Stamen Flats, of course, is the moment of decision on the west side of the river as you're cruising up towards Chelan. Are you going to go up through the Knaps Hill Tunnel, which is not a good idea? Slope stabilization work continues. Or do you take Navarre Coulee Road, which is also not a good idea because it's just not designed for a lot of traffic. So again, I mentioned this before, the Washington State Department of Transportation and the Washington State Patrol is advising all motorists who are zipping back and forth between the Wenatchee Valley and the Chelan Valley, or vice versa, to take the east side of the highway through Rondo, up past Desert Canyon, Lone Pine, over the BB Bridge, and take your route that way. It's the best way to go. Camera number 3. It is a slow dissolve to, is that Waterville, Uriah? That's the Waterville camera. Good view. Hey, I'm liking that. High up above the Waterville Plateau, the Columbia River is hanging around there. Speaking of Chelan, if you peek over that ridge there, you can see it. Well, not really. Great view for the Waterville camera. And of course, the Waterville Courthouse, the Douglas County Courthouse in Waterville, will be the site of another remote hearing today regarding the lawsuit, trying to lift those restrictions. Beautiful view from the Waterville camera. Of course, Waterville is about 4,000 feet in elevation above sea level, and then you put a camera on a tower that's even higher than that. That's pretty thin air up there. Camera number, let's see, 4. I guess we're off to 4 already. And it's the Rondo Rock camera, zoomed back quite a bit. There's the folks who are minding their P's and Q's and using the correct side of the Columbia River Highway. Turtle Rock is way off in the distance there. Of course, Turtle Rock got its name because, of course, it looks like a giant rock, and way off in the distance is the Wenatchee Valley. That's one of the few cameras that we have that is actually not attached to a Sky-Fi tower. It's a standalone camera, but it's a cool view. Good morning to our friends in the greater Rondo area. Good stuff. Nice tour around the valley. We are at 6 minutes after the hour, 61 degrees, 55% relative humidity. We got 3 slides to show to you from the National Weather Service. First of all, we are right in the bullseye of what could be some pretty intense thunderstorms on Saturday. You see where the Wenatchee Valley is. Yellow means we could get a severe thunderstorm, but isolated thunderstorms. So they could very well miss us altogether. But if we do get thunderstorms late on Saturday afternoon and into Saturday evening, any thunderstorm that we are expecting here in the Wenatchee Valley, and for that matter, most of north central Washington, could be severe. Which means hail and heavy rain and lightning and strong winds. So we do have the potential for some pretty nasty weather Saturday afternoon. Strong to severe thunderstorms Saturday afternoon and evening is certainly within the realm of possibility every time they update the forecast. And they mentioned this before. The National Weather Service said this is a challenging forecast because thunderstorms are so unpredictable, but they're pretty confident that it may in fact happen on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. It's going to be muggy. It's going to be hot and humid on Saturday. We're not used to that. In fact, unseasonably muggy. Where a lot of this air, Graham mentioned this during the newscast last night, a lot of this warm air is coming from the southwest. It's got a lot of moisture to it, and it's got a lot of humidity to it, and it's going to come right through the north central Washington area. We're not used to high humidity. It's just not part of our deal. This isn't Florida or Nolens. It's Wenatchee and the Wenatchee Valley, but we are going to get hot and muggy. It's going to be kind of muggy today, as a matter of fact. We're at 55% relative humidity. It's going to go up, but it's going to be really muggy on Saturday, and then a huge cool down coming on Sunday. We're going to go from very warm, downright hot on Saturday to about 20 degrees cooler on Sunday. Sunday morning, you're going to wake up with some cloud cover. We'll have some sunshine by Sunday afternoon, but the temperatures are going to be completely different. We're going to go from the lower 90s on Saturday to the lower 70s on Sunday. We're talking a 20-degree difference in afternoon highs between Saturday and Sunday. I told you we were all over the map, so there you go. By the way, thanks to the National Weather Service, they do yeoman's work. We appreciate it a great deal. All right, Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug, and let's take a look at that forecast in detail. Again, temperatures will climb again today. For the record, we hit 85 yesterday. We're looking at 94 today. Our normal high is 74. Our record high for today, May 29th, is 98. So we're not going to get there. We hit 98 degrees back in 1986, a year I remember well. Well, actually, I don't remember 1986. Sunrise this morning, 5:10, sunset 8:48, 15 hours and 38 minutes of daylight. Days are getting longer. Summer is coming. Sunny and hot today. Again, a high of 94, 67 for the overnight low tonight. Chance of showers and thunderstorms increases as the day goes on. We're looking at 91 for the high on Saturday. As I mentioned before, it's going to be unseasonably muggy and hot on Saturday. Deeper into Saturday we go as it begins to warm up. You can start seeing those thunderheads starting to develop. Good chances of thunderstorms now. Chance of thunderstorms on Saturday night. At least rain is 80%. But again, they are talking about the distinct possibility of some severe thunderstorms with hail, wind, lightning, late Saturday afternoon, right on into Saturday night. We are certainly going to get rain. That looks like it's a sure thing Saturday night into Sunday. We wake up Sunday morning with a little bit of light rain. Eventually it will depart. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine by Sunday afternoon, but we'll be lucky to get to 71 on Sunday. Whatever rain, by the way, that we get on Sunday will be in the morning in any way. As far as rain on Saturday night, yeah, it's a distinct possibility. And by the way, there's one other thing we haven't mentioned in all of this. It's going to be windy on Saturday night. So Saturday night, late Saturday afternoon into Saturday night, we're talking a distinct possibility of a severe thunderstorm, which could be lightning and heavy rain and strong winds. It's going to be a stormy Saturday night into Sunday. Things calm down by Sunday night with a overnight low of about 49. We're back at it Monday, June 1st, and a partly cloudy skies, 78 degrees, and a gradual warm up Lots of sunshine, warm temperatures on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Again, we're keeping a very close eye on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. The weather in the north central Washington area and the Wenatchee Valley could get severe, heavy rain. The one thing we absolutely do not want to see, lightning. Lightning bad. Lightning mean fire. If my meteorological friends are correct, and they usually are. 11 minutes after the hour, grab a cup of coffee and come back and see us in 1 minute. We got the news for you. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley Friday edition on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes.
My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
Hi, we're back 12 minutes after the hour. We have clear skies, 61 degrees, by far the hottest day of the year coming our way. Certainly lower 90s, maybe even mid 90s for the afternoon high today. And then very unsettled weather with the possibility of thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, isolated but severe thunderstorms comes our way. Pretty good chance of it Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. You were warned. 12 minutes after the hour, here's the news. Start out with a little bit of a fire that was toned out about 5:20 this morning. This is a brush fire right behind Eastmont Lanes in East Wenatchee. Details of the fire are not known. They toned out any number of local fire districts, but they were able to knock down this brush fire in fairly quick fashion. If we get more details on this fire for the news at 5 o'clock tonight, we will be sure to pass it along. But some of the early morning commuters on the east side of the river were woken up to that at about 5:20 this morning. That footage captured from our Sky-Fi tower cam at Wenatchee Heights. And again, if we get more information on a small little brush fire, which is now out, we'll let you know. All right, other news. This morning, after hours of court arguments, a Chelan County judge must now determine whether a lawsuit to end the COVID-19 state of emergency in Chelan County can go forward and whether it will be heard in Chelan County at all, for that matter. Local plaintiffs, including 4 Wenatchee City Council members, want Governor Jay Inslee's emergency proclamations ended so local businesses can reopen during the pandemic. The state says the lawsuit, one of 4 filed in various counties, is without merit, and in any case, it should be heard in Thurston County, where the governor signed the order. Judge Kristen Ferreira, who was recently diagnosed with COVID-19, heard the case from her home via Zoom. Here are some of the highlights.
There is irreparable harm to anyone from impositions on constitutional liberties. Every day that you can't assemble or can't worship or can't freely move about is a harm, and it's a time can't be recovered and run backwards. So the harm, obviously, in the pleadings is ongoing, and every bit of delay increases that harm. We know that there, in fact, is a novel infectious disease in this community, as there is everywhere around the state and the world. But the Chelan County Douglas Health Board says we have the legal right, the legal obligation, and the absolute ability to address this. And if and when we address it, we will do it in a manner that imposes fewer restrictions on these plaintiffs. And that is an immediate benefit and an immediate reduction, at least, in the harm that they're suffering.
This is a case in which the governor has relied on science, data, and epidemiology and has exercised the discretion granted to him by law in a way that these plaintiffs, for perfectly understandable reasons, are uncomfortable with, don't like. In our response to the motion, we pointed out that Chelan at that point was number 5 in new instances among the states, among the counties within a 2-week period. I asked for an update of that information before the hearing this morning, and the circumstance now is that conditions in Chelan County have actually deteriorated. Chelan County is now number 2 in the state for the rapid spread of the COVID-19 virus, behind only Yakima County, where there is a major outbreak. It's one of the hotspots in the Western United States right now.
These issues impact people deeply in their health and in their livelihoods and their homes and their community. And I don't want to, in any of the rulings, I hope that everybody realizes that the court has to make decisions based on the law and the law that's been presented to the court from the parties. So I'm intending to do that both for everything that is presented in front of me. And I want to make sure that that's really clear. This is not, I think that there's some concern just from some of the things that I've read in the pleadings that there's some political issues here, and the court does not interject in political issues. The court is going to decide the case on the law.
Now, supporters of the lawsuit rallied to endorse an end to the stay home, stay healthy executive order, but they're going to have to wait for a decision. Ferreira scheduled a hearing at 2 o'clock on Monday, and then at that point, she's going to announce whether she's going to grant the plaintiff's restraining order. In Douglas County, a similar hearing before Superior Court Judge Henry Rawlings of Okanagan County is scheduled in Waterville for 10:30 this morning. Grant County, which last weekend, of course, was approved to move on to phase 2 of Governor Inslee's COVID-19 reopening plan, now has a mandate requiring face coverings in most public places. Grant County Health Officer Dr. Alexander Brisney issued that directive on Wednesday, saying a sudden surge in cases could put the county back into phase 1. The directive applies to any indoor or confined public setting where a person will be within 6 feet of another individual who does not share the same household. That includes grocery stores, pharmacies, places that sell food and beverages, retail outlets, hairdressers, nail salons, barbershops, public transportation, and more. Brisney did not say how the mandate would be enforced, but he urged and asked residents and visitors to assist in the effort. Grant County reported, by the way, 2 new cases of coronavirus on Wednesday. They reported 7 new cases on Tuesday. Well, the man who was killed in a shooting on Tuesday night outside of Moses Lake has been identified as 21-year-old Phoenix Johnson of Moses Lake. The Grant County Sheriff's Office continues to search for the suspect, is asking for anybody in the Larsing housing area with a surveillance video to get a hold of them. The shooting happened at about 9:15 p.m. in the area of Carswell and Schilling Drives. As you see there, it's believed to be connected with gunshots that were fired earlier in the area. There were no injuries in that shooting. After that shooting, Johnson's car went over a curb and into the yard of a resident. As the suspect's vehicle fled south, the victim was transported to Samaritan Hospital, then to Spokane, where he died on Wednesday. Look at that very carefully. The sheriff's office released a photo of a suspect in the shooting. 2 people are charged in a December hit and run that left a man seriously injured and a third person implicated. East Wenatchee police say witnesses identified 21-year-old James Harold Shepard of Wenatchee as the driver who displayed a pistol during a road rage incident on Grant Road in East Wenatchee, then purposely ran over the driver. When he got out of his vehicle in the 700 block, the victim suffered broken legs. Police arrested Shepard Monday after police identified him from vehicle information and witness statements. Douglas County prosecutors charged him Wednesday with vehicular assault. Police say his 21-year-old girlfriend was in Shepard's vehicle during the incident back on December 18th. She has not been charged. An 18-year-old Wenatchee man earned a 9-month sentence on Wednesday for trying to influence a robbery victim's testimony. Brian Solis sent threatening Snapchat messages to a victim robbed last year by Alan Meza Duarte, also 18 years old, who's now serving 366 days in prison. Solis sent messages including a picture of the victim himself and a message that read, quote, "Free my homie," end quote. He pled guilty to a count of witness tampering. Fire officials say kids playing with matches started a small grass fire south of Chelan. This happened on Wednesday night. Chelan Fire and Rescue said the fire burned within 100 feet of structures, but their crews were quickly able to knock the fire down and contain it. The fire was first reported shortly after 6:30 in the evening. Again, this was Wednesday night in the area of South Bradley Street and Prospect Street near the Butte Trail. Mop-up work was completed within an hour of fire crews arriving. The Rondo School District has hired a new superintendent, and he's a familiar face to those of us here in North Central Washington, Steve McKenna, who previously was the superintendent of the Cascade School District in Leavenworth and the Manson School District. He was hired by the Rondo School Board at its meeting on Tuesday. McKenna is also a Chelan County PUD commissioner. He replaces Ismail Vecano, who left in March to become the superintendent of the Mount Vernon School District. And finally this morning, Congresswoman and pediatrician Kim Schreier said there has to be oversight in how the nation spends its pandemic dollars. In the last of our three-part conversation with Congresswoman Schreier, the 8th District Democrats spoke to our very own Jefferson Robbins about congressional action, contact tracing, and the way we live now under COVID-19.
So there is a special committee designed for coronavirus pandemic oversight. So basically, how is this handled? We are spending trillions of dollars, and we need to make sure that those dollars are going to the right place. And so this is going to require tremendous oversight to make sure that there's no corruption. I mean, there's always somebody who wants to game the system. We're seeing that right now in our state with the unemployment benefits, that there are scammers left and right who are trying to file unemployment claims because they know there's money there. And so this will require tremendous oversight. And so that there is a bipartisan committee that will be working on that, and there's independent oversight as well.
So a vocal minority nationwide, also here in Washington state, is expressing distrust of contact tracing, distrust of mask wearing, an opposition to the closure of public gathering places. You're a legislator as well as a doctor, so what's your input on that question?
I think it's really important to understand that we're all in this together. We're all in this together as Americans. We're all in this together globally, because none of us will be safe until the world essentially is safe. And we all have a vaccine rolled out to protect us from what is a very mysterious, very contagious, and unpredictably deadly virus. This is a virus I don't want to get. I'm wearing a mask. All of my colleagues, most of my colleagues in Congress were wearing a mask. Everybody on the plane was wearing them. You know, I think one of the problems here is that we've lost the ethic of kind of serving our country, of doing something for the public, for the general good. We haven't really been called on to do any degree of sacrifice since World War II. And I'm speaking broadly for the entire American public. I'm not speaking about our military that sacrifices. I'm just saying for the general population, we haven't been asked to really step up. And these are minor asks. I mean, there was a minor ask to stay home so we don't spread this disease and overwhelm our healthcare system to save lives. It's a minor imposition to put on a mask so that if you happen to be a person who is exposed and could be just pre-symptomatic with this disease, you don't spread it to other people in the supermarket. That's not a big ask. And I don't believe it's a big ask to, you know, if you happen to come down with this disease, to have somebody call you and say, hey, let me help you make a list of all the people you've been in close touch with over the past so and so many days, so we can call them and ask them to stay home until we know that they're safe to be out. I mean, these are small asks, and this is how we all feel safer, and it's how we get our economy back up and running. And so I would just ask people to think about the greater good and the reason we're doing it. We don't really care what restaurant you went to. We just care if you were next to somebody else who might be at risk for getting this disease or who might have given it to you.
And that's a look at the news on this Friday, the 29th day of May, 2020. As you all know by now, we have been practicing safe social distancing here at the Broadcast Metroplex. We come and go in shifts, so we're not too crowded, but we're still putting together a newscast because we got a pretty good team putting together the newscast. And to preview tonight's news at 5, 6, and 10, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, April unemployment numbers for the Wenatchee Valley are in, and as you can imagine, the report is not good. I'll have your possibly record-setting North Central Washington weather forecast, and Eric Granstrom will be here with a look at sports. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. You have a news tip? You want to drop us a note and just let us know how we're doing? If you just want to say hi, we have all the tools in the internet toolbox, so to speak. You can go to our website, ncwlife.com. At the very top of our homepage, you'll see the Contact Us icon. If you click on it, you get a couple of options. You can either submit a news tip or just drop us a note. Email us directly. Love the email, news@ncwlife.com. News@ncwlife.com is our email address. Or if you go to our Facebook page, you can drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. And a quick heads up, if you want to comment on this show, specifically on the performance of this show, we only accept unqualified praise. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hello everybody, I'm Washington State Patrol Trooper and Public Information Officer John Bryant. We want you to stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Obviously there's decreased traffic on Interstate 90 and all our state routes. Despite the reduction in traffic, there are probably many drivers who should not be on the road unless they are following the guidelines for essential trips or essential work. You should know what they are at this point. We are still stopping cars for traffic violations, especially excessive speed, aggressive, or distracted driving. You may be ticketed or cited criminally. We will not ask if this is essential travel and there are no checkpoints. Please cooperate with the stay-at-home orders unless essential. Staying home is the best way to protect each other from the coronavirus. Together we can get through this pandemic. So please, stay home, stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ricardo, and this is Amanda, and we are from Impact Auto Sales,
where you can expect a hassle-free car buying experience. With our wide selection of used cars, trucks, and SUVs, let one of our friendly sales staff help you find the vehicle that fits your lifestyle. We have financing available for all credit types and great low rates for first-time buyers. Call us today at 888-8000 or stop by 3522 State Highway 97A in Wenatchee. Impact Auto Sales, where we strive to make an impact on your life and not your wallet.
And we're back at 28 minutes after the hour. Let's talk about the ever-widening world of sports. A week ago, there were reports floating around the National Football League that the Seahawks have made a deal to sign free agent running back Carlos Hyde. You remember him? Well, yesterday, it became official. Seattle had to make room on the roster, by the way, for the veteran running back, and they did so by waiving offensive guard Demetrius Knox. They did that on Thursday. Hyde's deal, reportedly for 1 year, and worth up to $40 million. It's always nice to grab somebody from another division and bring them into here. Here's what we have scheduled for the NCW Life Channel Sports Weekend. Yeah, it's something like this. It begins tonight. We got Big Nine Volleyball from this past October. The Wenatchee Panthers hosting the Moses Lake Chiefs. Eric Granstrom had the play-by-play tonight at 7 o'clock. Now, tomorrow, we got Big Nine Soccer between Wenatchee and Eastmont from Wildcat Stadium. This game is from April of 2018. Sebastian Malaga with the call and the play-by-play. Kickoff tomorrow at 2 o'clock. At 7 o'clock tomorrow night, it's another great game of our past. Wenatchee Wild taking on the Steinbach Pistons in the RBC Cup for May of 2018. Arch Ecker with the call there. And then on Sunday, more Wenatchee Wild hockey from this past season at 2 o'clock. We got the Wild taking on the Prince George Spruce Kings at 7 o'clock Sunday evening. You got the Wild and the Langley Rivermen. It's all this weekend on your home for local sports, and that's us, by golly, the NCW Life Channel. We thought we'd end sports for today and the week with the incredibly inspirational story of Shaquem Griffin as told by the NFL Network.
I am Shaquem Griffin. I know what you're thinking. Trust me.
Trust me, you don't know half the story.
I was born with a rare condition called amniotic band syndrome.
Amniotic band syndrome.
I was in so much pain. When I was 4, my mom took me to the doctors for surgery.
And when I walked out of that hospital,
my left hand was gone.
My left hand was gone.
My parents raised me the same as my twin brother Shaquille.
They never let me believe I was anything less than he was.
To be honest though,
sometimes I wondered, why did this happen to me? To me.
To me.
Why did this happen to me?
Why did this happen to me? When I was 8, opposing coach tried to get me disqualified from a youth football game. He believed that football was a two-handed game.
And I shouldn't be allowed to play. I shouldn't be allowed
to play.
It was that moment when I made a decision. I was never going to quit.
Even if the world wanted me to.
I had to prove them wrong. Not this, that coach, but everyone.
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 Everyone. Everyone.
Because while my hand may be gone, what made me different was my heart.
My heart. My heart.
My mind.
My mind. My mind.
My will.
My will. My will.
People stared and snickered.
What's wrong with you?
We should take it easy on him.
They should have a different league for you.
In high school, their voices got louder.
Why are you even here?
Drag the team down.
You're making everyone uncomfortable. I learned to use it.
I learned to use it as fuel.
Prove that I belong.
Prove that I belong.
The Griffin brothers signing letters of intent to play football at the University of Central Florida, an amazing accomplishment.
My twin brother was always there for me. We was doing this together. At the University of Central Florida, where Shaquille got the chance to show what he can do.
And ultimately made it to the league.
I was dropped to the 3rd string, then the practice squad. And then before the 3rd season, I was sent home. After all I've been through, after all I overcome, I almost did it. I almost quit. Then I thought about everybody who was like me, who had to fight every day to get the chance to be treated like equals. And I realized
This
is why it happened to me.
Set Shaquem Griffin!
So I earned my way back on the field, led the team in tackles, became the AAC Defensive Player of the Year, and helped UCF become the only undefeated team in the nation. Listen to that word again, undefeated. Doubt me all you want.
Doubt me all you want.
What matters
Is this.
I'll never again doubt myself.
I am Shaquem Griffin. I am determination.
I am resolve.
I am unstoppable. I am a role model. I am against all odds.
I am Shaquem Griffin.
I am Shaquem Griffin.
I am Shaquem Griffin.
I am Shaquem Griffin.
You only know half my story. You only know half my story.
Because the other half
The other half?
Is yet to be written.
Powerful stuff indeed. You can watch the entire video, by the way, and learn more about Shaquem Griffin by going to Seahawks.com. And that is sports at 33 minutes after the hour. Man, this show is flying by. Still at 61 degrees. Again, not a record high temperature today. We'll be lower to mid-90s, maybe right around 94 degrees. Record high of this temperature this day is close to 100. So it's going to be hot, and then it's going to be muggy and stormy, and not looking forward to Saturday. Now, usually I do. The obscure holiday, I had 3 to choose from. Today is National Heat Awareness Day. That's good. Today is Don't Friday. That's also good, but yeah, you know what today is. Today is National Paperclip Day. It's a small but very handy invention if you want to put a bunch of papers together, but you don't want to have them permanently attached like a stapler would do. You go with the paperclip. Yes, the paperclip has a day of its own. It helps us stay organized. Believe it or not, there are like 50 different patents for paperclips, but the most noted paperclip invention, which is the one you basically see there, wasn't actually patented at all. Somebody lost out on a whole bunch of money. Of course, paperclips today come in all kinds of different shapes and sizes and colors. They can make your paperwork like that fun and lively. You can do a lot of things with a paperclip instead of just holding papers together. I have used a paperclip as a last-second zipper tab. We've had that happen. You can unclog a spray bottle. You know, you take the paperclip and you stretch it all out. You can do that. You can use it as an emergency hook for broken necklaces, and you can also use it as a visual method of protesting. The Norwegians did. Took a while for the Nazis to figure out what they were doing, but the Norwegians, early on in World War II, all of a sudden the Norwegian resistance people were wearing paperclips. They would just wear a random paperclip on a collar. And finally, the Nazis figured that out, and they banned the wearing of paperclips, but the whole idea was that they would be, you know, sticking together as a country. So If you see somebody wearing a paperclip, they're trying to send a message. You might want to ask what it is. Happy National Paperclip Day, always celebrated on May 29th because it says so on the internet. Internet would not lie to me. Today in history, we always do the birthdays of states. We want to welcome and say happy birthday to Rhode Island. Rhode Island joined the Union on this date, May 29th, 1790. They have a square flag. Isn't that cool? That's one of my favorite state flags. 230 years ago today, Rhode Island became the last of the original 13 colonies to ratify the Constitution, and they were admitted as the 13th and final of the original 13 colonies. By the way, they ratified the Constitution in Rhode Island by 2 votes. 2. That's all it was, because they insisted that the Bill of Rights be part of the Constitution, so good for them. Of course, Rhode Island is the smallest state, but it has the longest name, the official name of the state of Rhode Island, and I'm not making this up, the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. That's the full name of the state. Rhode Island is known as the Ocean State. The motto of Rhode Island is, Rhode Island, it's for me. Rhode Island is divided into 5 counties, but there is no county government. The entire state is divided inside the counties into 39 cities and towns, and the 39 cities and towns actually run the local government. So they have counties, but no county government. Kind of interesting. And good for Rhode Island. It was the very first state to tell King George III to go take a hike. They gave him the big send-off on May 4th, 1776. Rhode Island was the first of the states to renounce allegiance to King George III, so they got that going for them. Happy 230th birthday to Rhode Island. It's for me. Happy birthday to Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 172 years old today, joined the Union as the 30th state, May 29th, 1848. It has actually no official nickname, but everybody refers to it, of course, as the Badger State. Not much of a state flag. My favorite state flag, as you probably know, is the state flag of Phoenix, state flag of Arizona. State flag of Arizona is really cool. The state motto of Wisconsin, this I like, forward. That's it. The state song is On Wisconsin, on Wisconsin, on Wisconsin. Here's a stunning fact about Wisconsin. It produces more milk and more cheese than any other state. Wow. If you're into snowmobiling and hunting, you might think about moving to Wisconsin. Wisconsin has 15,210 miles of groomed snowmobile trails. That's impressive. And yeah, they love to hunt. Now check this out. The deer hunting season in Wisconsin is 9 days. And last year, during the 9-day deer hunting season in Wisconsin, they killed 192,327 deer in 9 days. That's impressive. Happy birthday to the Badger State. You know, every professional sport in this country is subject to antitrust laws. Doesn't matter what it is. Football, basketball, hockey, doesn't matter. Every professional sport, individual or team, is subject to antitrust laws, except baseball. Federal Baseball Club v. National League. They handed down the decision 98 years ago today. The legendary Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. ruled for the court in a unanimous ruling that Major League Baseball is a sport and not a business, and therefore exempt from antitrust laws, and it is still exempt from antitrust laws nearly 100 years later. And finally, May 29th, 1953, there they are, 67 years ago today. Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay made it, the first people ever to reach the summit of Mount Everest, 29,029 feet above sea level. They did it on this date 67 years ago today. Tenzing Norgay, by the way, it was also his birthday. He said, yeah, we got to the very top. And Edmund Hillary said, would you mind if I became the first? And Tenzing said, go right away. So Edmund Hillary was the first one to put his foot on the top of the world. Birthdays. I have read a fascinating biography on Bob Hope. It's called Simply Hope. Bob Hope was born in this state 117 years ago today. Ironically enough, in the world of contemporary comedy, he is all but forgotten now. Bob Hope lived to be 100, died in 2003 at the age of 100. He has 4 stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He has a motion picture star on Hollywood Boulevard. He has a radio star on Hollywood Boulevard. He has a TV star on Hollywood Boulevard. And he has a live theater star on Hollywood Boulevard, the only entertainer with 4 stars on Hollywood Boulevard. The legendary comedian Bob Hope, born in this state in 1903 as Leslie Towns Hope. He was an Englishman, of course, by birth. And JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, born 103 years ago today, the 35th president of the United States, murdered in the streets of downtown Dallas, November 22nd, 1963, at the age of 46. He had the shortest lifespan of any president. Of course, he is the only Roman Catholic president so far. He hated wearing hats, didn't like putting hats on. Although he learned to shake hands like any other politician would, he was very uncomfortable with any handshake that lasted more than a second. Was probably the best golfer of all the presidents, with the possible exception of our current president. And he could read 2,000 words a minute with a 95% comprehension. He read 4 newspapers from front to back every morning, and he could do it in 15 minutes. Not bad. JFK, born 103 years ago today. We are going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has an opinion. I am shocked that Mike has an opinion on something. And then we're going to have a beautiful conversation. It's beautiful because it was baseball. Love talking baseball. Ken Osborn, of course, is the general manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. We had a chance to catch up with Ken and find out where we are come Apple Sox baseball this summer. Good news and bad news. My conversation with Ken via Skype comes your way when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
My car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're gonna need a service.
Looks like you all set. These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool & Spa today.
What is it to be a volunteer firefighter? Is it the gear, the training, the vehicles you learn to drive, the honor of protecting your community? Time, energy, sweat, sometimes blood and even tears. Every call may not be a victory. Sometimes you'll walk away wondering if you helped at all. But sometimes you will be a hero.
Collins Fashions is now open. Following safety guidelines, come and shop at Collins Fashions. There's nothing like a new pair of sandals or outfit to lift your spirits. Tommy Bahama says fun in a stylish way. Mother of the bride or groom, special celebrations. Collins has a beautiful variety of dresses for all occasions. Need a little something to make you smile? Brighton jewelry and handbags fit us all. Collins Fashions is now open. Let's go shopping 10 to 5 Monday through Saturday.
Doghouse Motorsports just won Best Motorsports Store for the 6th year in a row. Is it the great facility? Is it the fantastic products? Or is it?
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Tamer.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Glenn.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Jeff.
And this is the Doghouse Service Team.
Hi, I'm Dee.
And I'm Dwayne.
And I'm Kathy.
Come on in and experience the Doghouse.
Are you in the Doghouse?
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. So, when I go into a retail store, I choose my items that I want to purchase. I bring them to the checkout stand, prepared to pay. And lo and behold, there at the cash register is a tip jar. A tip jar? What am I tipping this employee for? For taking my money and accurately reading what the cash register says my change is? Now, tipping is getting way out of hands, folks. I can and do understand tipping food service folks, and I regularly tip 20% or more. I really do. And I tip cab and Uber drivers and folks who deliver food to my house. I also tip baristas because, honestly, my daughter used to be one. But a tip jar at a retail establishment? I can just imagine the next time I go into my local hardware store, pick up my light bulbs and a screwdriver that I need, and when I go to pay, there's going to be a tip jar on the counter. Sorry, ain't going to have none of my money in it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
File Boats and Motors is open for parts and service. Please phone ahead at 884-3558. Sales by appointment only. In these times, be assured Steinberg Law Firm is here to help. Essential services like personal injury, bankruptcy, or estate planning are available by phone or video conference. Call today for more information. At ReadyMedi, they have the exit strategy. They've started COVID-19 antibody serum testing. Call 888-6334 for more details and to reserve a kit for you.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills. A chill is in the air and it's a perfect time for some old-fashioned comfort food like our amazing Eggs Benedict, chicken fried steak, French dips, soups made from scratch, or fruit pies fresh from the oven. The crowds might be gone, but we're still here for you folks, so bring an appetite and a friend to Blueberry Hills in Manson, where you pick, you sit, you eat, and you visit. Open Wednesday through Sunday from 8 to 3. wildaboutberries.com.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. We can't watch Apple Sox baseball like we were hoping to do next Thursday, June 4th, but we can still talk about Apple Sox baseball and where we are going forward for their 21st season of collegiate baseball here in the Wenatchee Valley. The gentleman on your screen is no stranger to anybody who follows the Apple Sox or sports in general. He's a general manager of the Apple Sox. Ken, I really need a haircut, Osborn. How are you, Ken?
I'm doing great, Dan. Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. I have not seen you in a few months. You and I went out and had a nice, lovely lunch. I think it was like in February, just to check in and say hi.
It's a long time.
It's been a long time. Everything has changed. I know you can't speak for the league as a whole, the West Coast League. We've been in touch with Rob Nyer. He's given us some scenarios that may or may not play out. From an Apple Sox perspective, as we talk on this late May day, where are we now?
Well, that's a very good question. We are looking at still trying to have a season, Dan. We just feel that we owe the community, we owe our fans to try to provide safe entertainment for everybody. Everybody's been dying for some sports, and including myself, and we're gonna try to maybe have a late season opening and maybe do an abbreviated season if we can, if everything works out great.
And in fact, you bring up an interesting point. We know the season's not going to start on time. We know that whatever's going to happen is going to be abbreviated. But let's go into the assumption that there's going to be some baseball at Paul Thomas Senior Field on the campus of Wenatchee Valley College. How can the patrons feel like they're going to be safe to go out and watch baseball as a group?
Well, it would be a very small group, and we would practice social distancing. We would hope to open up in stage 3, if at all possible, and that would only allow us about 50 fans, which is kind of tough. But we would also try to live stream the games on our Facebook page, and we would also have a radio broadcast for our games. So some of our fans that don't feel like they would like to be at the ballpark can still enjoy Apple Sox baseball just by tuning in on the radio to Sunny FM or to watching our Facebook Live stream of the game. So at least you can have some sports.
Is phase 3 the magic phase? I mean, obviously in Chelan County, where the ballpark is, we're still in phase 1. If we don't get to phase 3 at all throughout the course of the summer, does that mean essentially no baseball? Do we have to be to phase 3 to even consider baseball?
I believe so at this point, Dan. Just because we couldn't have that many people together in phase 2.
That makes
and we'll follow all of our guidelines, and we'll do an enhanced cleaning of the ballpark at all times. We're taking every precaution. We're going to follow all the federal and the state and the local guidelines to keep everybody safe, from our players to our fans to our staff, everybody.
What role does the Wenatchee Valley College play in all this? I mean, you lease their field in the summertime, but if the Wenatchee Valley College administration decides that they're not going to open their campus, does that preclude Apple Sox baseball, or is there some leeway there?
You know, it would. We've been in talks with Wenatchee Valley College. They've been a great partner of ours for 21 years now, and we really enjoy working with them, and they've been very understanding of our situation. If they decide that that's not what they would like to do, then we would not do that. We would not open.
How's Coach Sanderson doing? This is a tough time for him. I like him. I like it when you bring in a pitching guru to take over the entire team. So you have a new coaching staff. You have a roster. You just don't have any baseball. What do you hear from Coach Ian Sanderson? How's he going through all this?
You know, this is unprecedented, so it's all new for everybody involved. But I think he's doing pretty well. I know that he was disappointed that he lost his college season because of this issue, but he was very much looking forward to the summer season, and I'm sure he still is. It's just we talk weekly, and things change all the time, which makes it a little bit difficult. But we were just trying to roll with the punches.
As far as the fans are concerned, a couple of questions, and I'm going to cut you loose because I'm going to have an opportunity to talk with Jose Oglesby, the owner of the Apple Sox, we hope in a couple of minutes. But before we get to that, from a fan relations standpoint, number one, assuming there's a season, hoping there's a season, do you still need billet families? Do you still need host families for some of the players who may be coming into town?
We do, and if anybody is willing and interested in doing that, we would love to have them on board. We've lost a few of our normal ones just because they are a little bit high risk in this situation. Our host families have been a huge part of Apple Sox baseball for all 21 years, and we appreciate them very much, and we would not want to ever put any of them in harm's way. If they felt uncomfortable, we thank them very much, and hopefully we can have them back next year when this is all done. But we are still looking for host families, and anybody that's interested can either email me at info@applesox.com, or they can call into our office and leave a message, and we'll get right back to them. It's 665-6900.
One last question. Again, we're talking to Ken Osborn, the general manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. One more question, Ken, then I'll cut you loose. I know you're a busy guy. Let's pie in the sky scenario. We get to phase 3. We have some sort of Apple Sox baseball season with certainly home games at Paul Thomas Senior Field. But if you have to limit it to 50 people, what do you tell your season ticket holders? How do you decide who the 50 is that's going to be able to go to the ballpark?
That's an excellent question, and we're working on every scenario that we think could be fair. I think probably the fairest thing that we could do is try to open up a lottery system to our fans and try to do it that way. And so if you'd like to come watch a ball game live in the summer and come on out, then we'll probably try to institute a lottery type drawing where you can have tickets for that evening.
Ken Osborn is the general manager of the Wenatchee Apple Sox. Ken, it's always great to see you. I miss baseball. I know I miss baseball. I can't even imagine what you're going through right now, buddy.
I really do, Dan. I miss all the sports. I've been I've just been missing everything. I've missed basketball and hockey and baseball. I can't get enough of it. And I've watched all the reruns I can watch on YouTube of the old games. But we hope to be back, and when we are, it will be done in a safe and responsible manner. But I really appreciate you having me on, Dan. Thank you. Absolutely, Ken. Apple Sox baseball is a part of the fabric of this community, and one of the benchmarks of life getting back to normal would be baseball at Paul Thomas Senior Field in the summertime. Ken, it's always great to see you. If anything develops in the near distant future, I look forward to hearing from you, my friend. Absolutely. Thank you, Dan. Thanks, Ken.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Water is essential to living. From clean drinking water for good health to clean water for your pool or spa. Central Washington Water, your water experts. With whole home water filtration systems for your home's best water. Products and supplies to keep your pool and spa water crystal clear. To a full parts department. Count on Central Washington Water for expert help. Shop screen to screen. Come in or call about a backyard consultation. Central Washington Water, your water care professionals.
And we are back, getting ready to put a big old bow on this Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Today is going to be the hottest day of the year. Let's take a look at those slides one more time that was sent down the line from the National Weather Service. First of all, thunderstorms Saturday. As you can see where Wenatchee is located, we are right in that bullseye. We're not talking about widespread thunderstorms. It's just the potential, and a pretty good one, of severe isolated thunderstorms. So if we do get those big thunderheads developing Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, they could be severe, and that means, of course, a little bit of everything. We could get heavy rain, we could get some significant wind, lightning strikes, the whole 9 yards. So the potential for severe isolated thunderstorms certainly out there on Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening. Going to be hot and humid on Saturday, unseasonably sticky. We're not used to muggy weather around here in the north central Washington area, but that's what we're going to get because all of the weather that's coming in is coming in from the southwest, bringing a bunch of marine air in with it, and that's going to increase the relative humidity quite a bit. So get ready for a hot and humid Saturday, and again followed by some isolated thunderstorms on Saturday night, and then we cool way down. We're going to have a complete 180. Saturday will be in the lower 90s for our high tomorrow. By Sunday, we'll be in the lower 70s. Huge turnaround between Saturday afternoon high temperature and Sunday high temperature. All right, one more time for the National Weather Service. Here is your forecast. This is what we're looking at today. Quite a bit of sunshine, warmest day of the year so far, 94 degrees. Our record high on this state, 98. Not going to get there, but it's going to be plenty warm for most folks. Partly cloudy, 67 for the overnight low tonight. Saturday is going to be a very interesting day. We are going to see the one thing we absolutely are sure of, the National Weather Service, is that we're going to get rain. We're going to have rain of some kind or another on Saturday. Again, the big thing is, overall, they are pretty much agreement that the models, they're pretty confident that we're going to have some isolated severe thunderstorms late Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, so a little bit of everything. Sunday, big calm down. We'll wake up to some clouds and some cool temperatures. Eventually, the sun will be coming out. We'll get up to about 71 degrees, and then nice, pleasant, mild weather to begin June. Remember, Monday is June 1st, so there you go. Batten down the hatches. Hope everybody makes it through Saturday's predicted thunderstorms without any kind of significant issues. Everybody have a fantabulous weekend. We will